Hey there, everyone. Welcome to episode number 5 of High-Low, the MMOBomb game show. It's a chance for two of our panelists to show off their knowledge of free-to-play gaming, and for the rest of us to point and laugh and make fun of them when they get themselves horribly wrong. My name is Jason Winter, and I'll be your host for today. Before we get into the rules, let's introduce our two contestants. First of all, our returning champion, taking a break from his rigorous astronaut training program, Zach Sharps. How are you, Zach?
Not bad. I just came back from the moon. It's the moon, you know. There's Nazis on the dark side of it though, but
okay.
You know, it is what it is.
I'm sure there's like prime real estate there. Nobody's like picked that up yet. Make some beach resorts or something. Sure.
Yeah.
And we have a special guest player today, coming over to us from Massively OP and emerging after 52 years in a glacier, Larry Everett. Larry, how are you doing?
Well, I need to shave, apparently, after
obviously
being in that glacier for so long.
I would have thought that would be more suspended animation. You wouldn't grow facial hair. I'm looking at Captain America. He was like clean shaven, wasn't he?
Was he? I don't know. We actually ever saw him right after he was pulled from the glacier.
Yeah, but it is right.
Yeah. It's
okay.
It's a little suspended animation, a little not. It's like sleeping in Aliens. You know, you do age some, just not a whole lot.
Okay. Boy, Ted Williams is going to be in for a real shave when he finally wakes up. Anyway. All right, here's how we play high-low. I've got 6 questions here, all related to free-to-play gaming, all of them with a numerical answer. Each round, I'll pose a question to one of the players who will have to give an answer they think is correct. And then their opponent will try to guess whether they think the real answer is higher or lower than the answer the first person gave. I'll reveal the answer. And if the second player is correct about it being higher or lower, they'll score the point. Otherwise, their opponent scores the point. Now, we've got 6 questions here. If we're still tied after all those 6, we'll go to a special tiebreaker round. And that's about it. Okay? Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, let's do this.
The returning champion, Zach, will get the choice of the first question. And the categories today are Dota 2, DC Universe Online, Duelist, EverQuest 2, Firefall, and just for Larry, Star Wars: The Old Republic.
All right. There's actually a couple categories that I like. I'm gonna go with DC Universe Online.
It's different, actually, having categories you guys like on this.
Yeah, I know, right? Usually it's like roll the tanks or something random that I don't even play.
I think you guys probably do better on the games you have no idea about. That seems to work out most of the time. So, all right, DCUO. Now, with everything else that's gone wrong for SOE and Daybreak through the years, DCUO continues to be a pretty big hit, good performer for them. At least it was as of August 2014 when they told us how many registered players they had for the game. In millions, how many was that?
Oh, God.
I thought you knew this. DCUO.
Registered players doesn't mean active.
Right. It's number of players across all platforms.
Across all platforms. Oh, God. And that's 2014.
August 2014. Before, like, everything went to shit, pretty much.
And they didn't have the Xbox One version back then, only the PlayStation 3 and the PC, I think. I don't think the PlayStation 4 was out yet. So I would have to say, for some reason, 1.75 million is
a whole number. Whole number in millions.
Whole million. Okay, I'm going to go 2 million then.
2 million registered players.
Yeah, because if it was active, I would put it like 750, but it's not active, so
okay,
seems about right.
What do you think, higher or lower than 2 million? Doesn't give you a whole lot of room to go lower, admittedly.
So, okay, and this was August 2014, so it was a couple of years ago. I have to say, Zach, that's pretty decent number that you're going with there. But is 2 million, is that something to really brag about in 2014? That's the real question here. Because I'm thinking that's actually where I'm going with, because I'm questioning, is that something you're going to brag about? I mean, obviously 1 million is certainly something you're going to brag about, especially after it, shortly after launch. But we're talking, I mean, 2014 that's what, 3 years after the game launched. To be at 2 million, is that something that they're going to brag about? I'm going to say that it's not something that they're going to brag about, and I'm going to say I'm gonna say higher. It's a number that's gonna be higher than that.
Okay, pretty solid logic there.
Yeah.
And the answer is 18 million.
Wow.
So it was a little bit higher.
I guess I forgot when the game released. Damn.
Yeah, and it was huge on PlayStation 3. They've always gone on about how they're just enormous on PS3. So
yeah,
a little bit there. So point to the challenger. Point to the challenger. Right. Zach's got to step up his game now to defend his MMOBomb honor. Yeah, it turned out well though. Turned out well.
Yeah.
All right, so Larry gets the next choice.
Yeah, and I know he's just doing this to make me feel good. I know it.
I wish, man. I wish.
Dota 2, Duelist, EverQuest 2, Firefall, or some other game.
Some other game. Gosh. Do I pull my punches on the first? I'm going to have to, I guess, go with some other game then.
All right.
Because we'll start this off good because I know it's going to end horribly.
All right, Zach, you'll score like bonus embarrassment points if you beat him on this.
I know, one, so. Right? That's even worse.
That's the best part. All right.
Okay.
Good old infographic time again, but I'll give you at least a little bit of a clue as this goes on. All right, in an infographic released by BioWare in November 2014, they boasted that there were 57 million characters created. Then they broke that number down by class, giving exact numbers for each class. If you add those up, they actually come to about 60 million. So I don't know what the heck the deal was there. But going by those numbers, to the nearest million, how many of those 60 million were Force users? So Jedi Knights, Consulars, Sith Warriors, Sith Inquisitors. How many of that 60 million
60. Total? Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to do some math on this because I am thinking that
Don't tell me you memorized all those numbers.
No, I didn't actually memorize all those numbers. Okay, so how many are Force users? That is half the classes are Force users. So we're at least at 50% here. And gosh, do I give away my whole strategy? So we're at least at 50% because there's no way it's less than 50%. Let's be honest. But we might be closer to I think we're at about 80% for Force users. And so what is that? Math, because math is totally my strong point. Can I use a calculator?
Mil, right?
I'll allow a calculator as long as you don't hook it up to the internet and go looking for it.
No, it's total. I'm calculating what.
Yeah, 60 million was the total.
Yeah, 60
We're going
million.
off that number, not the 57
what about
at the top.
We're going off 60 million. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, sound booth.
They're just sort of voice from the heavens.
So we'll go with 48 million. Then out of 60.
Where did you pull that number from?
The voice from heavens. The voice from the heavens. It told me.
Right,
so 48 million. We'll go with 48
million out of 60 million were Force users. Zach, what do you think? Higher or lower?
Oh man, I know Force users are extremely popular in Star Wars: The Old Republic. I play one. All my classes are one. The other classes never interest me. I know the Inquisitor and the Consular were extremely popular. Oh my God!
Are you sure that the Consular was extremely popular?
I'm fairly.
Can I play this game this way? Can I put doubt in his mind? That
this is not the.
I know the Jedi Knight though, and the Sith Warrior stuff like that was popular. Yeah, I mean, his number I think is somewhat close, but I have a feeling it's a little bit lower because it's his character's created. So with Star Wars: The Old Republic, since all the classes had separate storylines, I would think that the alt rerolls would counteract that statistic. So I'm going to have to go with lower on this one.
That's some pretty interesting logic there. And the answer is 35 million out of 60.
Oh!
So yeah, quite a bit lower, and probably due to a lot of that altitis, as you say. Or people like me who just roll the trooper off the start because they're so awesome.
What is a sound booth? What is 75% of 60?
That'll be 45. I can answer you that one.
Yeah, all right.
So yeah, just a little over half, not too far over.
Yeah.
So Zach actually takes the Star Wars question from Larry.
Right.
Because it involved math. That was his. That was your downfall.
That's what it is. It's math. It's totally because it's math.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you forget I also play Star Wars: Old Republic a lot as well. So there is that.
All right, Zach, your choice now from Dota 2, Duelist, EverQuest 2, or Firefall.
It seems like picking anything that I'm used to and terribly like just completely awful. So I have a feeling choosing Duelist would be terrible for me. I'm gonna go with Dota and leave the Duelist question hopefully for Larry. And I don't even care about the other one. I mean, I'll probably figure that one out.
You won't even need all these questions. You're gonna get the next 3 right and just win for one.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna go with Dota 2.
All right. Well, pretty simple one here. You know, MOBAs, they put out new heroes just about every day, it seems. So how many heroes are there in Dota 2?
Oh, God. You had to ask that question, did you? Oh, geez. I logged into Dota 2 a while ago. I've never counted the heroes. I've never heard about the hero counts. I don't even know League of Legends hero count for comparison. This is a terrible question for me, isn't it? Well,
you went against type there and picked one that you didn't know, so Larry probably would know even less. So there you go.
I have a feeling that Dota 2 probably releases heroes less than League of Legends. Maybe, I don't know. But I have a hunch that's the case. Oh my God, I want to put it at like 35, but I have a feeling that's too low. Just because I know League of Legends is, I believe, a lot more than that. I'm going to go with 35 because I'm going to go conservative with this one.
All right, 35 you say? Well, Larry.
And only based on the fact that he said he's going conservative with this one. This was I'm totally playing a game on this because I don't actually know the answer to this question, nor do I have really a clue, to be honest. If he's going conservative with 35, let's go higher.
All right. Playing right off him. Both of you have no clue. Just going right in. And the answer is 113.
Wow.
So that was a little conservative. Yeah, just a bit.
Wow.
Just a bit.
See, I thought that was lower, and me saying conservative would make him go higher and play into my hand, but my hand was completely terrible to begin with. There was nothing to play into.
No league has like around 100. I think Smite's pretty close to that too. So yeah, they're both in that vicinity. So
yeah, wow.
All right then. That puts Larry up 2-1, and control of the board goes back to him. Does he want Duelist, EverQuest 2, or Firefall?
I don't know. Let's go EverQuest 2.
Okay.
I probably don't know the answer to this question, but I'll take a stab at it.
Being an old school MMO player, I feel like you might get this one. This one might be right up your alley.
All right.
So, well, first of all, what is the most remarkable thing about EverQuest 2 that you can think of? What is the most unique thing they ever did?
That is number 2 in one of the best franchises ever made.
No, that's Guild Wars.
Actually, gosh, there were quite a few things that they did that I thought.
What does the voice from the heavens tell you?
In-game pizza ordering?
Yeah, that was a really weird thing, wasn't it?
There's several weird things that they did. They also had where you can show your expressions on through your character. That was pretty weird.
Who cares about that? Pizza's what matters. And that's what this question is about. That's what this question is about. It's about the slash pizza command.
Slash pizza. All right.
So when was that implemented? Month and year. I don't think of a date because I've seen various dates reported before, but what month and year was it put into the game?
Okay. That is a very good question. I'm going to say, let's see, it came out in 2004. I think it's when it came out. It was 2003, 2004 is when it came out, somewhere in that vicinity. So I'm going to say Slash Pizza probably came out, let's say 2009.
2009. What month do you put on that?
Oh, month. Let's
month
say probably Super Bowl month. So let's say February.
All right. Good reasoning. All right. February 2009 is what Larry says. Do you think it was before or after? Higher would be after, lower would be before.
You know, I didn't even know there was a Slash Pizza command.
Infamous.
That's news to me. Yeah, I mean, EverQuest 2, I don't really have a lot of... All I remember about EverQuest 2 is how it completely got stomped by World of Warcraft.
It did
so,
come out before, yeah.
So I think that they would have released this earlier because they're probably thinking in their heads is trying to, like, hitting the panic button, like, what could we do to get people in that game? Oh, a Slash Pizza command, yes! And so I think it has to be earlier in that case, because, yeah, I don't know. Like, I have to say lower, definitely lower.
Earlier, lower, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I never thought about that, though, Larry, when you talk about the Super Bowl thing, because it was February, but it was February 2005.
Oh,
yes.
Well before.
It was to counteract World of Warcraft. I was right.
That's pretty much how it seems. Another way of looking at it. I never thought of it that way. So, yes, February 2005. We're now tied up at 2-2. Zach, you are next. We have Duelist and Firefall left.
Oh, God. I played both of them. Somewhat extensively, yeah. Somewhat extensively. Voice from the Heavens, you're exactly right. Stats for Firefall, what? So, yeah, I'm going to have to go with Firefall on this one, just because I feel like leaving Duelist to Larry is probably the best case scenario for me.
So the question, though, with the Firefall thing, you know, is... are the stats accurate? Because, I mean, with Mark Kern giving the stats.
The question is how many players are left in the game? This is a simple good answer. Anyway, no. Actually, Zach, you're probably going to hate this based on your old Team Fortress 2 one.
Jeez.
So, you know, Firefall isn't just the name of the game. It's an actual event that happened in the game world about 60 years before the actual events of the game, which you play. It was when an asteroid crashed into the Earth, causing all sorts of problems, disasters, this, that, and the other thing. In what year did the Firefall occur? And it is the future. Unlike your Team Fortress 2 thing was the past. It's in the future from now. In what year did the Firefall occur?
I feel I'm better equipped for this one than the Team Fortress one. Oh, my God. Because immediately I'm thinking like 2140. Like, somewhere in the 2100s is when the game is set, I think. But then I have in the back of my mind, maybe it's sooner, and I'm completely over-guessing this. But that's, I think, because of what happened with Team Fortress 2. Oh, man. I'm going to have to say 2140, just because for some reason I think that the game was set like in 2200, and then the Firefall happened, so I put 60 years before. So yeah, 2140 I think is what I'm going to go with.
All right, Zach says 2140. Larry, higher or lower?
Okay, so it's a very interesting question, and I don't have a whole lot of logic to base my answer on.
Who needs logic? Just make wild guesses.
Yeah, because in the year 2140, I really wish I knew why that stood out to me. But honestly, why I think that stands out to me, other than the fact that Zach said it, is that I think that that's closer to the year that it actually happens. I actually thought the game was like 2160. But it could have been 2140. So I'm thinking that it actually happened before then. So I guess the answer is lower.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the Firefall occurred in 2178.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So Zach scores the point.
Yes.
Wow.
Not too far off.
Oh my god, I knew I was close, but I was, as soon as Larry said before that, I'm like, wait, was it 2100? Like,
Which century was it?
wait a second. I just remember reading the lore though, and like that number was, that's what I remember reading, is somewhere around there.
I remember they had an extensive timeline with a lot of events, and Firefall just being one of them. So they might have been a 2140 event in there somewhere as well.
Yeah.
So, all right, that puts Zach up 3-2. Larry,
All right.
if you don't win this question, you will lose.
Okay.
If you win, we'll go to the tiebreaker.
Something I really know next to nothing about. This will be fun.
Don't worry, you don't have to know anything about the game.
My plan worked out.
It's an easy question. Now, Duelist did generate a little controversy during its Kickstarter campaign, which was originally announced as a buy-to-play game and switched to free-to-play. Made some people want to get their money back, but I don't think they ever got it. And the Kickstarter actually very easily exceeded its stated goal of $68,000. They had 3,578 backers. But what was the final amount that they raised? 3,500 backers, targeted 68,000, beat it. What was the amount?
It was 68 was the goal.
Yes.
I'm going to say that
you have the trash compactor there.
Yeah, it was the door.
Get us out of here.
Let me see. I'm going to say it was 70. Let's say, no, let's go 82,000.
82,000.
Yeah.
All right. Zach, what do you think? Higher or lower for the Duelist Kickstarter?
For some reason, I could have sworn, because I remember reporting about Duelist when it was in its Kickstarter phase on Free to Play Weekly. I think I remember that. And I believe the number was higher than 100,000 for some reason. I'm not sure how far north of 100,000 it was. 3,500 backers kind of makes me question that thought process. But just because the bonus round's a thing, and I know I'm not going to immediately lose by saying this, I'm going to say higher, because why not?
Sure, why not? Well, the actual amount was... The voice from Heavens just said 137,404. The actual answer was 137,707. So I don't know what the voice of Heavens is smoking, but that's the answer. Zach is going to win the round.
Wow.
Zach wins the game, defends his title against the evil forces from MMOBomb massively. So congratulations, Zach. Your reward for winning.
Zach. Very good.
Your reward is an authentic Jedi-used lightsaber. It's being shipped UPS ground from a galaxy far, far away, so it should take about 2 to 3 billion years to get here. Awesome. I hope you'll still be at the same address, so we can still get it to you then. So that's your prize.
What color? What color is it though?
Purple. Mace Windu. He wasn't using it anymore.
He wasn't using it anymore. Apparently, it flung out of his hand and is on its way to your door right now.
It actually fell onto a truck, a delivery truck, and there you go. So
flying to a location near you.
Absolutely. All right, but your real reward is getting to tell the fans where they can find you on the internet. So go ahead.
You can find me on Twitter at Zach Sharps. Simple as that. 5 and 2. We did it.
Damn. All right, and Larry, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me, obviously, at massivelyop.com. You can also find me on Twitter at Shaddoe, Shaddoe, and I write the Hyperspace Beacon and Tamriel Infinium on Massively OP. And thanks, guys, for having me. Appreciate it.
Excellent. Thank you very much for showing up. We'll find a new sacrifice for Zach next week. But we'll have you back. We'll have you back sometime, I'm sure.
Yeah, right. It's always fun.
And as usual, you can find me tweeting at Winter Informal, streaming occasionally at twitch.tv/JasonWinter. And as always, head on over to MMOBomb.com for all the latest free-to-play gaming news, videos, giveaways, editorials, so much more, all related to free-to-play gaming. Thank you again to our contestants for their time. Thank you for watching. My name is Jason Winter, and I will see you next time.